What's up, guys? Mickle here, and Bitcoin is rapidly approaching its all-time high as we speak, and people are starting to ask the question, why hasn't XRP moved yet? Well, in this video, I want to talk about that exact topic, give you my opinion on whether or not XRP not moving as of now is some kind of bearish indicator, whether or not I'm concerned about XRP's lack of movement. I want to take you through the history of exactly what happens when Bitcoin goes on these exponential runs, what typically XRP does in these situations, because guys, I think it's going to make you very excited for what's right around the corner. Towards the end of the video though, I want to share with you something absolutely shocking that happened in Congress earlier today in regards to Bill Hinman and the Ethereum free pass. Guys, I think John Deaton might have the ear of some very important politicians in our government right now. I want to show you an exchange that happened earlier today. It's going to shock you, so make sure to stick around to the end of the video. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. If you enjoy these videos, make sure to take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's really going to help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange, Uphold, down in the description of this video. Guys, Uphold is now giving away 100,000 XRP. If you are not signed up with Uphold yet, I think you're making a massive mistake. Go to the link in the description of this video and sign up with Uphold now. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start this video off with some egregious behavior at the SEC that's kind of going under the radar, but David Schwartz tweeted it out, and you guys just need to know what's going on here because it is absolutely insane that the SEC, despite losing crypto case after crypto case, is still playing their silly games and trying to get away with outright cheating and lying in court. Take a look at this. David Schwartz just tweeted out, "I've just read over the documents in the debt box case, and it is absolutely shocking behavior. The SEC went to a judge seeking an emergency order to paralyze several businesses and blatantly misrepresented the facts to get it before anyone on the other side could defend themselves." So essentially what the SEC did in this debt box case was they made something up to the judge in order for the judge to issue an emergency ruling to try to shut down a business. The SEC is straight up lying now to try to get wins in court. They know the law is not on their side. They know they can't win with the facts they have. So what they're trying to do now is outright lie. Guys, this is shocking behavior by the government. I mean, this is exactly what we saw in the Ripple case, so I think we're kind of used to it. But the fact that the SEC is not learning and continuing to try to push forward with these made-up charges, with made-up facts, is absolutely disgusting. And I actually tweeted out to a former SEC official who I have contact with, and I was just making a joke. I said, wow, a very respectable institution right here. And he said my staff would have never done anything like this, and it's very disappointing to see. So guys, I think this is pretty interesting because even the biggest SEC supporters are now coming out and turning against the agency. The SEC's behavior has gotten so egregious that not even the people who have been on their side since day one can even pretend to have the SEC's back. The SEC has lost all their supporters. They have lost all their government support. The agency is falling apart rapidly. And just so you guys know, they did not get away with this. The judge instantly called them out and said, "You guys are straight up lying right here. You're making stuff up. I'm going to have to put sanctions on you in this court case so I don't have to worry about you lying again in the future." Guys, the SEC is an absolute sham of an agency. They are getting called out left and right. And like I keep saying, video after video, we are so lucky that the court system has been doing their job and ruling in a fair and just manner. They have not sided with the SEC just because they're the regulator. They have not sided with the SEC just because they're a big, powerful government agency. They have been playing by the rules, and because of that, the SEC is losing on a level playing field. So many people were saying, oh, these courts are corrupt. They're just going to rule with the SEC. Guys, that has not been the fact. So despite the fact that we have a lot of issues in the United States, let's just all give a round of applause to our legal system because so far that looks like it is at least somewhat intact in protecting the cryptocurrency industry. So now I want to move on and quickly talk about some price action going on in the market right now, because unless you're living under a rock, you would know that Bitcoin is absolutely mooning. It's currently at 44,000. It looks like it is not stopping anytime soon. And a lot of people are asking the question, first of all, when is XRP finally going to move? Well, I want to just talk about real quick why Bitcoin is moving like this, because I think a lot of people are severely misunderstanding what's happening right now. And that is because the worst of what we went through is now behind us and we are back in a bull market. Guys, when we were trading at 68,000 before 2 years ago or whatever, what did we get hit with? We got hit with one of the biggest frauds in financial history, FTX. We got hit with one of the biggest Ponzi schemes in financial history in Terra Luna, and we saw an absolute collapse in faith and trust in the cryptocurrency industry. This is why prices crashed 50 to 60 to 80 to 90%. And what happened since then? We have seen a massive shift in sentiment. We went from a time in which it didn't look like an institution was going to touch a cryptocurrency for the next 10 years to a situation where now every single large asset manager is fighting to offer their clients a Bitcoin spot ETF. There has been a dramatic shift in the narrative, and that's why prices are reflecting that. And if you've been following this channel, you would have known this is something I have been calling for since the depths of this bear market. I said the worst was yet behind us, and we are starting to see a massive shift in how institutions are looking at crypto. They're starting to offer their own products. This is not because they think there's still more bad things to come. This is because they think the worst is behind us. And guys, it looks like that is exactly what happened. So now with that said, a lot of people are asking the question, why hasn't XRP moved? Why is Bitcoin going on this massive run and XRP is just standing still? Well, guys, it is so important to understand that history tells us XRP and Bitcoin do not move at the same time. What you are looking at is a chart of XRP versus Bitcoin. Now, this might not be a chart you're used to seeing. Just understand when we see these massive green candles, XRP is appreciating against Bitcoin. And when we see these big red candles, Bitcoin is appreciating against XRP. And what you'll notice is this chart is literally just straight up and down chopping. Now, the reason for that, and you don't see this with any other chart with Bitcoin against Ethereum or anything like that, but the reason why XRP versus BTC has these massive green and red candles is because they move at different times. XRP does not move with Bitcoin. Bitcoin does not move with XRP. Therefore, when XRP appreciates against Bitcoin, it gets super parabolic. And when Bitcoin appreciates against XRP, that gets super parabolic in the other direction. So what am I saying here? Well, we should not expect, based on history, XRP and Bitcoin to appreciate at the same time. It never happens. Every single time in this market on XRP versus BTC, we get a massive Bitcoin run, then Bitcoin stops, and then XRP goes. And that's why we get these huge candles in both directions, because they simply don't move at the same time. When XRP is moving big, Bitcoin isn't. And when Bitcoin is moving big, XRP isn't. So should you be worried about the fact that XRP isn't moving right now on this big Bitcoin move? No, you should be extremely excited that we are finally watching liquidity come back into this market, and understand that liquidity always makes its way to XRP. It is usually delayed. Typically Bitcoin moves and then XRP, but what we know is what we are watching is not even close to unusual. And I just wanted to show you a shorter time frame real quick, because what we're seeing is actually that typically when Bitcoin comes down and touches this level against XRP, we have this massive shift back up to XRP appreciating against Bitcoin. And this was actually tweeted out by Kashta, but it looks like we are actually very close to another one of those moments right around the corner. So guys, I don't think anything atypical is going on here. It looks like to me, Bitcoin is likely going to level out pretty soon, and XRP is going to make its run just like it has every time in the past. Now, guys, I want to finish this video off with an exchange that happened in Congress earlier today that I think everyone needs to see. Guys, you can watch it for yourself. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to say Mickle out, but make sure you stick around for this next clip.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thanks to our witnesses for joining us today. When Bill Hinman was the director of the SEC's Division of Corporation Finance, he gave a speech on June 14, 2018, entitled Digital Transactions When Howie Met Gary. In this speech, he famously discussed how tokens can morph from securities to non-securities, and he stated that Ether is not a security. Ms. Panik, you reviewed and commented on drafts of this speech, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
When reviewing a draft, you said that providing, quote, less detail in the speech was better because the concept of a token morphing from a security to a non-security was a new concept and would generate a lot of discussion. Do I have that correct?
I believe so.
So you thought the SEC should give less clarity to the market rather than more. I understand you thought the token morphing concept would generate a lot of discussion, but when the industry complains about a lack of clarity, I see it was a deliberate policy preference. Does the current SEC chair share that view?
So I can't really testify about the current chair's view. What I can say is that the determination whether any particular asset is a security is a facts and circumstances-based determination. And what I do as the director of FinHub with my staff is to provide the facts to the folks at the SEC who are making that determination. And it's typically going to be the Division of Corporation Finance.
Reclaiming my time, because that's a perfect segue. Has FinHub issued any guidance since Chair Gensler took office to clarify how the securities laws apply to crypto?
So as I mentioned, FinHub's role is really to be a subject matter expert. So
Reclaiming my time, ma'am. I'm asking a very specific question. Has FinHub issued any guidance?
FinHub typically gets involved with other divisions and offices at the agency who are issuing statements.
Reclaiming my time. I take the answer as no, because it is no. It seems to be enforcement through rulemaking through enforcement action. In his speech, Hinman announced that Ether was not a security, is not a security. Is that your view today?
I can't comment on a particular asset.
All right. Well, just to back up for a second, you provided feedback on the speech, and so did Brett Redfern, who was then the director of the SEC's Division of Trading and Markets. Yet first the SEC argued in court that the speech was Hinman's own personal opinion. Then the SEC argued that the speech was the opinion of only the Division of Corporation Finance, which Hinman led. But why would people across the SEC, from FinHub to the Division of Trading and Markets, comment on a speech that has the views of only one person or only one division? That doesn't make any sense.
I hope you can appreciate that I can't comment on pending matters that are in litigation or investigation.
Okay, fair enough. The Southern District of New York even called the SEC's arguments hypocrisy. That the SEC would argue that the speech is not relevant to the market's understanding of how the SEC will regulate crypto, while it's a fact that Hinman obtained legal advice from SEC counsel in drafting his speech. The court said SEC is adopting its litigation positions to further its desired goal and not out of faithful allegiance to the law. That is what all of us in Congress have seen. The SEC is not adhering to the law. That's why it keeps losing in court. Does the chairman of the SEC tell you to adopt positions to further a specific goal, his own personal goal, rather than allegiance to the law?
Again, I can't comment on any matters that are pending in litigation, but I will say that
I do appreciate it. I reclaim my time. I think you answered the question. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I yield back the balance of my time.